What's good, folks? How you doing? How everybody been doing out there? In case you don't know, this is your boy Lee Black, and yes, I have been away for quite a long time. Still recuperating, regenerating, but that's neither here nor there. At some point, I shall be back. I shall return with Real Talk to do my thing. But I wanted to comment on, of course, the lightning rod that's happening, which is the halftime show, Bad Bunny. So, we had the biggest game of the season, the Super Bowl, for what it's worth, and of course, millions and millions of people were watching. The numbers are out. So, according to the numbers, it actually did very well, better than I suspected it to be. It didn't top the numbers last year for Kendrick Lamar. But if I looked at last numbers, I want to say it was 128 million people that watched, which to put that in perspective, the halftime show for Kendrick Lamar was at 133 million. So Bad Bunny's performance this past Sunday puts it pretty up there in rarefied space as one of the most watched halftime shows ever. Having said that, what did you folks think? Over the last few days, I've been listening to the fallout. My initial plan was to go live and give my take the very first night. And if you watched my platform, I hated it, for the record, but I wanted to reserve my comments until I've had a moment to digest it all, to read what's been said about the performance, and just ultimately give myself a chance to really think that was I being, a fly on the ointment, fly in the moment, my initial impression, would it change after I've had a chance to put it in perspective? I wanted to also be fair and see if I was judging the halftime performance by Bad Bunny by standards of how boring I thought the Super Bowl itself was. Because I thought, for me, it was one of the worst, most boring Super Bowls that I've ever seen. And then I wanted to really kind of say, am I letting that spill over into a halftime performance? So let's be clear. Most of the people that I have come across, they actually thought the performance was okay. They seem to like it. I've talked to my niece. She's 36 years old. She thought it was great. She said that I didn't get it because I'm not familiar with the music. She also mentioned the fact that because she goes out in the club scenes, she's familiar with that song. And that's kind of what I've been noticing. I've looked on other people's platform, and by and large, I see a lot of support. Let me be clear. For those of you who know me know that I'm an opinionated SOB. I thought it was bullshit. I not only did I not get it, I didn't like it on a couple of levels, to be honest. First and foremost, let's judge it on entertainment value. When did we get to the point where the halftime show has become so political and it's all about statements? Because that's what I saw. I didn't find anything entertaining about it. Forget the fact that it was predominantly in Spanish, which I am not a Spanish speaking. Let me be clear. And I'm not hating on Spanish speaking population. They make up a great deal of this country. Having said that, this is an American game. It's our most precious game that's ever televised. And to me, I felt a little bit insulted, frankly, that the halftime show was done in all fucking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. The national language of America is not Spanish. I get shouting out to your people if you want to give them a shout out, but for the entire thing to be in a language that's not understood by the mass that speak the language in the country you in, I thought it was silly. I didn't see anything dancing wise that made it entertaining. The imagery, for those of you who want to be so woke and say that I don't get it, that you saw something powerful in the fact that he showcased his Latin culture, do that shit on your video. For me, that wasn't a time and place for this. I'm okay with, even if you want to slide in a few little comments to dig at the president and whatever else the fuck you beefing about. But in that moment, on that platform, I was there to be entertained, and I was not. All of the shit you showed where you was in some kind of Latino Grove country and somebody was getting married and you was on a roof and you was climbing up on a pole like you was a telephone installer or working on the electric. What the fuck did all of that mean? What was the overall message you was trying to pass along? In the clear light of day that now we're kind of able to decipher some of the shit you said. Well, you said all of that same shit on the Grammys performance. You had an opportunity to do so. And so whether or not that you took this time, what the fuck was you doing? The gyrate and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not even hating on the LGBT community. I don't really give a fuck whose dick you suck and who you fuck or anything like that. That's fine. That wasn't a time and place for that. And I said the same thing last year about Kendrick Lamar's performance. For those of you who follow me, to be fair, I didn't find it exciting. I thought it went overboard. I thought it was out of context. The people said to me last time, oh my God, it was the greatest message. They don't know about us or whatever the fuck the song was. And I said way back then, now that we've gotten past that, if the message was so powerful, now what? I'm going to ask the very same question. For the Bad Bunny followers and fandom, if the message was so powerful and it sits shockwave images in deference to what's happening with the ice, what the fuck do you do now? Now that he's gyrated and performed, where do we go from here? Because for me, I just didn't get it. And it's way past the fact that I don't speak Spanish. When you release a video or you do a performance, that by and large bypass the majority of the people that live in this country, because let's be clear, Black people make up about 14% of the population. Latinos make up about, I think, 15%. They might be above us or slightly below us. Having said that, that's a shitload of other people that frankly don't speak Spanish. And for us, we're just sitting there like, what the fuck are we watching? We don't get it. You just won the Grammys. You had that platform, which is your milieu, which is music, to be able to say whatever the fuck you needed to say at that moment. And you said it to a certain extent because clearly you don't speak good English either. You speak broken English, and that's fine. If you don't feel it's necessary to take the time to learn our language, which ding, 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 for those woke people, that is the overriding point for me. If your point of doing a Super Bowl halftime show was to be completely in Spanish, because as you said leading up to this, it was going to be our responsibility to learn some Spanish, then why the fuck have you been in this country winning awards, gaining popularity, getting rich, but you didn't take the time, knowing you had plenty of time to prepare, to at least do half of the fucking show in English, which is the fucking country that you're performing in? That performance would have been better on the stage of Brazil, Mexico, Latin America, wherever the fuck. But here on American soil, in front of 128 million viewers, on watching our game, not soccer, our game, that you decided to do it predominantly in Spanish, I found it unentertaining, insulting, and if it went over my head, then damn it, I guess I'm just not woke. I'm looking at a few of the comments from some of the people popping in. I'm Spanish and I had no clue what he was saying. Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Dishy Poo. I appreciate that. You said that our language is actually hard. Yeah, most of us have taken a little bit of Spanish in class going to school, but no, we didn't adopt it. I agree in the importance of understanding it, and I agree with your culture. But oh my God, and you make a great point. You said, imagine doing the halftime for a Russian sport and speaking country. Absolutely. I just thought it didn't make any sense. And for those of you who are bending over backwards to try to make sure that you understand, and it's a Disney-esque moment, and oh my God, look at what they do. Fuck you. I just think it was absolutely ridiculous, and you can stay as woke as you want to. To me, I hate it. The game itself, it was boring. You had two teams that we didn't expect to be there. One should have even shown up with the Patriots, and the halftime show, whatever you want to rank it as, once you come down off of your woke cloud and you look at it from a real perspective and take the rosy colored glasses off, that was some bullshit. Now, I'll go back to minding my little business. I thank each and every last one of you for at least popping in and check me out. I am coming back full strength here shortly. I've got some things in store for the new year. But as you know, the opinions of Lee Black are from Lee Black alone. And highlight this last comment. Thank you for popping in, DJ Shy Poo. He says, you're one of the only older men I personally know that isn't completely brainwashed after COVID. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your content. And as you know, even if you disagree with me, I'm okay with that. I all have one simple principle that I live by, and that governs my content. We can always agree to disagree without being disagreeable. But for this person here, that Bad Bunny shit, you can take that and put that shit in the trash because it was pure D garbage. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.